That is a gunshot. Growing up, if that wasn't a game, I wasn't gonna be allowed to play it. I played games like Kirby, Mario, and Sonic, though when I got into high school, my DS and Wii were on their last legs, and these games had become less cool to play, so I stopped really playing video games altogether. During this time, my conception of a video game became pretty intertwined with shooters. They were what I saw pretty much everyone else playing, from Call of Duty to Destiny. And because I didn't play them often as a kid, and my natural anti-talent, I never really got interested in any of them. Due to this, when I started to get back into gaming after COVID hit, I avoided shooters entirely. The bad taste that they had left in my mouth since childhood was still there, and they all seemed the same anyway. Then 2 years passed, and a good friend of mine recommended a game to me that they really loved, called Blasphemous. And it sucked, and I hated it, but after that, they managed to recommend me a different game that was actually pretty good. Ultrakill. Ultrakill, at its very core, is a simple game. You, V1, are in hell and you have to shoot things to progress. A tried and true formula, and Ultrakill does it amazingly. When I was playing the game, though, I had fun, which made me wonder why I enjoyed it and didn't have fun when playing the campaigns of games like Halo or COD. So, to answer this, I thought of the most basic question that I could ask. What makes a first-person shooter fun? Well, the broadest possible answer is variability. The more variability that a game has, the more choices that you have to solve a certain problem. These choices are what make the game fun. You can choose how to beat what you're faced with and experiment with what works and what doesn't. This makes it so a game doesn't grow stale and actually increases in complexity as you familiarize yourself with it. Variability itself, though, is formed usually through two different routes. The first is movement. Large movement variability allows for the player to take on obstacles from many different angles, sparking creativity in the full usage of a 3D space. Of course, for this creativity to be unleashed, the movements themselves have to be made entertaining, balanced, and complex. When I say entertaining, I mean that moving the character just feels good. This is something you know when you play. Some games can feel bulky and slow, while a faster-paced experience shouldn't feel bulky, but also not weightless. Balanced movement means that there has to be limitations on what the player can do. If one thing works every time, there's no incentive to experiment. This is why flying around like you're in Minecraft creative mode isn't the best mechanic to implement in an experience that's supposed to be challenging. Lastly is complexity. The more options given to the player, the more they can create. This can be extended further with in-game movement tech that takes repetition to put into practice, encouraging the player to learn the ins and outs of the movement system so that they can master the game as a whole. Let's look at an example. Here's some gameplay from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that just came out this year. See how the movement's slow, and you're forced to fight the enemy one specific way through the linear design with only your primary and secondary weapons to choose from? Now here's some gameplay from Ultrakill. It's fast, moving all around with the movement tech, grapple hook, and dash, while also choosing from the 10 different weapons at your disposal, including their special attacks. In these two examples, it wasn't just the movement that allowed for the player to have increased choice. It was also the amount of tools at one's disposal, such as the revolver and coins. In the game, you can use the special attack on the revolver to flip a few coins in the air, which you can shoot out of the air to automatically hit one target for increased damage. Ultrakill is full of different tools like this to use. Each weapon has an alternate attack, and each weapon type has at least one other option. And on top of this, there are alternate versions of a few specific weapons which you can toggle in and out of. All of this variability creates the increased choice of which I've been talking so much about. But entertainment and balance still have to be taken into consideration in terms of tool usage as well. For entertainment, the options have to be both interesting, fun to use, and significantly different from one another. If an option isn't all three of these, the player probably won't use it, leading to a decrease in variability, and therefore a decrease in fun. Balance has a similar relationship to variability. If the choices aren't balanced, then the options that a player has are limited to just the good ones, again decreasing variability. But with all this said, I know there's much more to a game than just how fun the gameplay is. However, most of the people I know that love Ultrakill aren't that interested in experiences like the campaigns of COD or Halo, and while talking to them, I came to the conclusion that the gameplay difference between these games was the most outstanding factor. That's the real reason I made this video. But I wanted to go a bit further, so I made a Reddit poll on r/Ultrakill, and the results were a bit similar to what I expected. There was a significant portion of the Ultrakill audience that only enjoyed Ultrakill in terms of shooters, but there was still a bunch of variation. Many people like the campaigns and Ultrakill. However, the largest proportion of the votes were from those who liked games such as Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal and games like it aren't exactly similar to Ultrakill from what I've gained. Doom focuses more on interactions between enemies, while Ultrakill focuses on interactions between weapons. With this said, both these games are movement shooters that have pretty good variability. So why do the results show such a large chunk not interested in the movement shooters like Doom, while another chunk only likes movement shooters like Ultrakill? Well, I'd personally bet on the audience. After another poll, I figured out that 54% of the people who like Ultrakill don't usually play AAA games at all, pretty accurately accounting for the 41% of players who didn't enjoy the campaigns of Doom, minus a few percent who put in AAA games in the comments. The indie audience in general looks for a few different things in a game than I assume the AAA audience doesn't factor in as much. The first is style. Many people I know, including me, are suckers for a game with a unique style, and will be a bit turned off by the comparatively generic aesthetics of a modern AAA shooter. There just aren't many other popular games out there that look like Ultrakill, and that's one of its draws. Its other main selling point, in my opinion, is its selling point. People like me who are used to buying indie games aren't used to having to shell out $60 for a game. I don't think I have personally ever done that, which might lean the scales a bit away from the Doom side for people like me. Also, indie games tend to have larger and more entertaining secrets, as they aren't held in check by some large studio to keep everything quote-unquote normal. All in all, Ultrakill manages to market to a variety of different demographics, from COD players to Doom players to indie gamers, because of its addicting gameplay and unique style. Really, the only thing I have left to say is that I hope the third act is just as good as the others, and make sure to Ultrakill responsibly. Thanks for watching, guys. I knew I really had to make some video about this game because, man, it's just so good. Probably some of the most fun I've had playing a game since Hollow Knight, and that's a pretty high bar for me. Also, feel free to say in the comments if you think there were any categories of people I missed. I tried to make sure I included everyone in my poll, but with the amount of other votes, I think I probably missed something. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel, and I'll see you next video. Peace.